What's going on, everyone? Welcome into NBA Weekly. I'm your host, Harris Rubenstein. We have a packed show on tap for you guys today. The top news and rumors from across the league. We're going through a 2019 mock draft. We have the top 12 free agents for next offseason as well. And to top it all off, the top 10 players in the NBA for this season. Not necessarily all voted on by you guys, but we actually have a voted on player by our lovely YouTube viewers. We'll get to that later in the show. But without further ado, let's get into the top news and rumors from the week. And apparently Dwyane Wade is retiring, then he wasn't retiring, and now we have no idea if he's even going to play in the NBA next year. So there was a report that came out yesterday that Dwyane Wade was signing a one-year deal with the Miami Heat and that he was going to retire after this season. Well, it seems pretty logical. It sounds like something that, would happen, a very logical option. And then Dwyane Wade all of a sudden tweets out fake news. And we're back to square one, having no idea what is going on with Dwyane Wade. And then we have a report coming out today that says there is no agreement between the Heat and Dwyane Wade. In fact, Dwyane Wade still isn't sure if he wants to come back and play next season. So we still have no idea if Dwyane Wade is ever going to play NBA basketball again. I predicted that he was going to retire because there's just nothing really left for Dwyane Wade to accomplish. I mean, he has his titles, he's one of the best shooting guards in the history of the NBA, and there's just nothing really for him left in basketball to do except be a veteran and maybe kick the crap out of his body for one more year. But I think he's done. Let me know in the comment section below. Will Dwyane Wade ever play in the NBA again? I say no, but I want to know what you guys think. Once he does get signed, we will obviously report it. But as of right now, we have just as much info as you guys do. A big old shrug. Let's go to our next one here. I want people to kind of slow down when I say this rumor because I initially reacted to this pretty, whatever the word is, volatility. I can't come up with the word. But Dwight Howard's trainer, I should say, came out and said that Dwight Howard wants to be more like Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis. Now, the initial reaction to this was, why would Dwight Howard ever think he could be like Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis? Now, what his trainer meant is that over the past couple of years, Dwight Howard has been working heavily on both his ball handling and his outside shooting, which if you watched him with the Charlotte Hornets last year, he actually put up the best free throw percentage of his career from the past 5 years. His overall shooting percentage was up, and his actual ball handling was up as well. If you watched him try to dribble last year, he was actually doing some nice stuff in the post. So, look, I think Dwight Howard just kind of sees where the NBA is going. There aren't a lot of, pure post centers anymore. Now he's going team with the Washington Wizards that needs a little bit of a more versatile guy down low. Good for Dwight Howard for wanting to at least try to change his game. I've been all over Dwight Howard, on this show in general, just because I don't think he's a great locker room guy, but I can't hate on a guy for trying to change his game, for being a little bit more modern. He also said that he wants to play until he's 40, which I think we forget the kind of athlete that Dwight Howard is. Dwight Howard absolutely has the athletic ability to play until he's 40 years old. He has shown no signs of slowing down from a fatigue standpoint over the past couple of years in his career. So if Dwight Howard says he wants to play until he's 40, he definitely is the kind of athlete that could do so. But I don't know by the time he's 40 if he's actually going to still want to play basketball, but that remains to be seen. So let's go to our next rumor here. More Kyrie and Jimmy Butler talk. Now, another report from Business Insider, the huge sports breaking news site that is Business Insider, claimed that there is growing buzz still about a team up between the two, and apparently one source is telling them that the chatter is substantial. Now, I want to make something very, very clear. We reported a couple weeks ago, and I stand by this report, that the only reports that have been coming out about Kyrie Irving and Jimmy Butler teaming up have been coming specifically from Jimmy Butler's camp, not Kyrie Irving. Because, fun fact, Jimmy Butler is the one who hates the team that he's currently on, and Kyrie Irving is on a team that is going to be a championship contender. So it's no surprise that Jimmy Butler is the one who's actually, making, a ton of shenanigans up about this. But if you look at the Knicks lineup, I understand why they're making, a big hubbub about this. Kyrie Irving and Jimmy Butler on the New York Knicks with Kevin Knox, Kristaps Porzingis, maybe Mitchell Robinson is starting by next year. That's one hell of a lineup, especially in the Eastern Conference. I don't know if it'd be better than what the Celtics could put out, I don't think Kawhi is going to stay with the Raptors, but let's just play this under the scenario that he does somehow end up staying with the Raptors. That's still probably not as good of a lineup as the Raptors have either. I like Jimmy Butler and I love Kyrie Irving. I think they have a lot of moving pieces there, and I don't know how it would work from a chemistry standpoint, because you got three guys in Kyrie, Jimmy Butler, and Kristaps who all need the ball in their hand in order to be effective. That's just a little bit. It's not like the Warriors, who have Klay, Steph, and Kevin Durant, who don't need the ball in their hand and are a bunch of spot-up shooters. Jimmy Butler isn't a great spot-up shooter. Kristaps Porzingis, the jury is still out. And Kyrie Irving's a good spot-up shooter, but they still don't really have another primary ball handler and a primary distributor on the court. So whether or not that lineup would work still remains to be seen. However, I think Kyrie and Jimmy Butler teaming up anywhere would be a great combo. Let me know in the comment section, will Jimmy Butler and Kyrie Irving ever team up? Give me a 1 for yes and give me a 2 for no. I say yes, they will eventually. I just don't think it's going to be in the next couple of years. I think they're going to wait and see what happens once Kyrie is done with the Boston Celtics. All right, let's go to our next rumor here. So CJ McCollum had a day yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. He had a day. So first he went on CCTV and they asked him about ring chasing, and he said, I would never do anything of that nature. That's disgusting. He straight up called it disgusting about ring chasing. Now, we already know that CJ McCollum got into a Twitter war with Kevin Durant over his comments, and I would love to know what other NBA players think about this whole ring chasing thing. Though we did have the tweet of the day yesterday in the NBA, so he tweeted out something how everyone's making him out to be this villain. Someone then tweeted at him saying, win a playoff game first, CJ, and then he tweeted back, I'm trying, Jennifer. So when this first came out, obviously the I'm trying Jennifer is now being put on the front cover of shirts and all this stuff. When it was first tweeted out, the first thing that came into my head was the scene from The Room where you have Tommy Wiseau screaming, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. That's what this CJ McCollum tweet first read like to me. I feel for CJ McCollum. I really do. He's a top 10 shooting guard, according to us here at Chat Sports. The Trailblazers have just never been able to get over the hump. And wait, hasn't CJ McCollum already won a playoff game before? Wasn't he on the team when Damian Lillard hit that game-winning shot against the Houston Rockets? I could be wrong about that, but I don't know if he was exactly there. Don't hold me to that, but I find it so interesting that CJ McCollum, I get that he is the podcast, is now growing into this figure against ring chasing. Now, I want to know from you guys, is it okay to chase rings in the NBA? I think it's very dependent on who is doing it. I think if you're an NBA veteran like David West, who hasn't won a title and has been on so many different teams trying to win, I think it's fine. But I think if you're a player in your prime, like whether it's like a Kevin Durant or DeMarcus Cousins, I have a problem with that. And I also think there needs to be a classification for what ring chasing is. I had someone in our YouTube comments section say that Chris Paul was a ring chaser. I don't know if Chris Paul going to Houston Rockets can be considered ring chasing if him going there would be what would make them win a ring. There needs to be a classification over what is chasing a ring. Kevin Durant chased the ring. DeMarcus Cousins is chasing a ring. I don't know if the qualification goes very much beyond that. David West chasing rings is fine. The dude was 38 years old and had been on so many different NBA teams trying to actually win a ring. That's fine for me. But also, credit to the NBA vets who won't actually chase a ring. Calling out you, Mr. Vince Carter, for being the best. Let's go to our next rumor here, a piece of news. The NBA MVP odds were announced yesterday, coming out by Bovada. Not a ton of surprises. LeBron James the favorite at 10-3 odds. Anthony Davis coming in second here at 4-1 odds. He's actually my pick to win the MVP this year. The rest of the top five is quite interesting. Giannis came in at number 3 at 9-2 odds. James Harden, the reigning MVP winner, coming in at 11-2 odds. Kevin Durant at 9-1. Kawhi Leonard is at 11-1 odds. That one was a little bit eye-opening for me. Russell Westbrook at 14-1 odds. Russell Westbrook having better MVP odds than Steph Curry is very, very weird to me. It's very strange. I don't know how Steph Curry going into his season, if Kevin Durant has MVP odds of 9-1, how can Steph Curry's be lower than Russell Westbrook? Like, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me if they're so adamant that Kevin Durant is top 5 in MVP voting. So I don't really get that one, but as you saw at the bottom there as well, Joel Embiid and Kyrie Irving tied for 9th and 10th at 16-1 odds to win MVP. Kyrie is my dark horse to win this year. However, I think Anthony Davis is going to win. Let me know in the comment section below who is going to win MVP next season. Is it going to be LeBron? Is it going to be AD? Is it going to be Giannis? Let me know. I want to know what you guys think. Again, like I said before, I think Anthony Davis is about to have a 30 and 14 a game kind of season. I think he's going to go absolutely off.